Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dave Martin Ministries Business Breakthrough. And this is the third Monday of the month, otherwise known as January 21st. And we're excited to be with you here tonight. I got two great people on the screen with me right now. Of course, most of you already know Raquel. And say hi, Raquel.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Raquel.
Sitting right next to her is somebody you haven't met before, unless you know him personally, and that's Dr. Stephen Tinas, otherwise known Dr. T. Good evening, Dr. T. Say hi.
Hello. Thank you for coming, everybody. Look forward to tonight.
Now, some of you already know Dr. T because he has been part of our program since we started back in August. He was in every group. So some of you have had him as a partner. And so it's good to have him as a presenter tonight. And tonight we have a great program. I tell you what, I already know it's great for a couple of different reasons. One, I've been familiar with what we're going to talk about tonight for Dr. Tinas. How long has it been? 3 years ago?
That sounds right.
I think it was 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago that I was introduced to this product by the LifeVantage company, and you're going to learn more about it tonight. But I am not easily impressed, but I'll tell you, when I got introduced to this company, I was very impressed. And what impressed me was the science behind the product. I've been around marketing virtually all my life, over 50 years of being involved in marketing. And so many different companies use other people's research and science to promote their products. So when I saw this company's research, it's all done by them. Most of it isn't even done by them, I should say. It's done by universities. And even, what was it, Dr. Tinas, was it 2 summers ago? Was it the U.S. government that analyzed the product, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was a 10-year study. It came out fully published in early 2016.
And anyway, here we have, now what department of government was that, Dr. Tinas?
Well, the NIH, National Institutes of Health, and there's a subdivision on anti-aging. And they looked at several medications and natural elements like omega-3s, resveratrol, and Protandim was among those. Protandim being, as you'll learn about, a combination of 5 herbal extracts.
So anyway,
yeah.
And so this company actually, they first came out, this Protandim product, was it 2002, Dr. Tinas?
2009, it was into network marketing. It was a product on shelves earlier than that, about 2005.
Okay, but it was a publicly traded company, and on the New York Stock Exchange. The product was being marketed, GNC, wasn't it? And some other food stores like that. And it was just, kind of stuck in whatever billions or millions of dollars they were doing every year. And then they opted to go to network marketing. But as you're going to see tonight, they have a product that's got like 9 patents now. And there's nothing like it in the world. And is it Dr. Pall from Washington State?
Yes.
I mean, literally has said, well, you give the quote.
Yeah. And it was one of the conclusions. Nrf2 technology is what this is, and that's really unknown to most people, even in medicine. It's very big in science. But anyway, this is a 25-year review of Nrf2, or called Nrf2 technology. And one of the concluding statements that Dr. Pall had, just because of all the positive results, he said, Nrf2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and the most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine.
Wow.
Big story. Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, it will be big. It will replace antioxidants. The antioxidants that it'll be like the phonographic records. I mean, they've been replaced.
Everybody, that was phonographic.
Oh, it may have sounded like something different, huh?
It sounded like it might have been something different, but we want to make sure.
Thank
Hey,
you.
but you know what? We have got to stop our pre-talk here because we have a guest tonight that he couldn't make it live tonight, so we pre-recorded him, Dr. Tinas and myself, on Wednesday. And Michael Huey is a high-level distributor like Dr. Tinas in this, been there a long time. But we recorded him last Wednesday. The point is, we went 50 minutes. So we don't have much time here to work with. But I want you to know that you're going to be blessed. I promise you, you're going to be blessed because Michael is just very vibrant, very knowledgeable, very motivating. And you're going to learn a little bit about his own company besides being a distributor with LifeVantage. But he has an international mentoring coaching program. And it's actually, I think it's trademarked, isn't it? Maybe it's just being branded as HeFluence. But he does mentoring coaching, got a big event coming up in November. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about that. But here's the point. I talked to him today, or should I say we talked to him today through Dr. Tinas. I talked to him. But he's agreed to come back next Monday night to do a teaching coaching for us. And I wrote it down, but Dr. T, do you want to say how walking in, is it the purpose?
Yeah.
And accountable?
Yeah. He wants to help people walk in purpose and be accountable in the areas of health, relationships, and business or ministry.
Yes.
So helping people to walk in purpose and be accountable.
So anyway, mark your calendar for next Monday night because he's going to come back and he's going to be sharing not about the LifeVantage or Protandim, but I think his blood probably has it in it. But so anyway, Raquel, you want to say any thoughts? You didn't say much yet. We kind of dominated the whole show here so far.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to give 2 shout outs to our amazing members who come here all the time. I wanted to say thank you to Kathy for sending me some Gia products because she knew that my body is going through a healing process. So that was so kind.
Yay, Kath!
Hard. Thank you so much for your love and for sending it through Josie. I really appreciate that kindness. And I wanted to let you guys know, I know that David has mentioned Josie's eBay training here and how well and how much you guys love that. She did do a new video that had to do with the money that she made doing the retail diving. It's on her YouTube channel, Chi-Town Hustlers. So you guys are always interested in that eBay one. David's mentioned it a couple times. And so that's just a little bit of encouragement to say, hey, this is still working. This is something that you can do to earn a little extra cash on the side, have those multiple streams of income. So I wanted to go ahead and give her a shout out. She's not feeling well tonight, so she's not going to be here. But I wanted to thank those 2 ladies for continuing to give into this ministry and into this environment and the membership. Love you guys.
There you go. All righty. Well, Dr. T, any quick thoughts before you jump into this?
Now, were you going to post something of takeaways?
Oh, yes. Yes. So what we're going to do here, I'll load this up into the chat window here towards the end. Have a handout that's going to help you to understand a couple of the concepts like biohacking and nutrigenetics. Did I say that right, Dr. T?
Nutrigenomics.
Okay, there you go. I didn't say it right. But Michael's going to talk about that tonight. But also, as a point of reference, as I mentioned, I was into this. I take the products every day. My whole family takes the products every day, actually, because I believe in the science. I know what it's doing to the body. But when I got started on this 3 years ago, my personal doctor, Dr. Asher, who was part of the Business Breakthrough as well. Dr. Asher, Dr. Tinas, and myself have 4 videos on my YouTube channel. Went into great depth. So if you go to livingsupernaturally not living supernaturally. Go to youtube.com, living supernaturally. That's my YouTube channel. But if you go there on the playlist, I think it's the very last one on playlist, but it's called Anti-Aging. So, but there's 4 videos there. Each one's an hour long, going into much more depth, going into the science about the LifeVantage product. So, Dr. T, you ready to go?
You bet. I'll type a website in here, and yeah, let's roll.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we're live, guys, and everybody, we want to welcome you here to this portion of the Business Breakthrough presentation. And we have just 2 great men of God that are with me here. One you've already met here in the preliminaries here, Dr. Steve Tinas, but joining us now is none other than the most famous man in track world history, Michael Huey.
Hey, yay!
Michael is an incredibly successful businessman, and he was just telling me, maybe I'll share a little bit about this before it's over. Maybe you can share a little bit when we start here about the Hefluence. Did I say that right, Hefluence?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Hefluence is, I was telling David that we just rebranded Hefluence January of last year, so it's been a year. And Hefluence means he, being God, influences me to influence men to walk in purpose. And my wife and I believe that when men are thriving and being the head of their home, they have better relationships, they're better employees, they're better bosses, and they're better entrepreneurs. And so
probably husbands too for the women that are watching.
Yes, and they become better husbands, and that's one of the things that if you read some of the testimonies on our website at hefluence.com, we're having a live event for men, and our goal in November at our live event here in Tampa, Florida, which I believe will be the best event for men in all of Florida and one of the top events of the year in the United States, just because God's going to be there, number one, and because people are going to leave there different than when they come in. I'm not having an event, David, just to be a cheerleader. I'm there to move men to walk in purpose, to love God and live with passion, and to have a kingdom mindset.
Awesome.
Not just, Christians to have people think if you say kingdom, you think it's a Christian who has a business, right? Kingdom entrepreneurship. Well, that's not true. There's a big difference, and that's what we want to do. We want to help men walk in purpose. So that's what Hefluence is. Super excited about it too.
So anyway, tonight we're talking about LifeVantage as a business opportunity. But Michael, I think we'll probably have to have you come back sometime in the next couple of months and put that into the schedule, because it sounds like something that could really benefit business people.
Amen.
But before I kind of introduce you more here for LifeVantage, I just heard you were quite the track star. And now we're recording this before the event. So Dr. Tinas, you're going to have to give us a report on Monday night how this weekend went, because Michael Huey's coming here to Oklahoma, and Dr. Tinas has submitted or subjected himself to some physical training on Saturday. And Michael says we're going to probably need to learn how to contact 911 from the hotel.
So, I got it down. No breaths. 30 compressions, David. 30 compressions.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, before we get into our actual presentations, why don't you just tell people real quickly, it sounds pretty impressive. Besides him being an incredibly successful business person, retired at the age of 30 or something like that. But besides that, tell us a little bit about your track star, because I've seen over the years that when somebody excels in one thing, it carries over many areas in their life. So
100%.
Tell us a little bit about.
It's funny you say that, because I'll give you a quick version of. I was told in high school I'd never graduate from high school. I'd never amount to much of anything, and that was spoken over me by numerous different people. And it's funny, I posted this picture on some slides that you'll see that I'm doing on some other webinars that when we come back and do some stuff by Hefluence, I can show you. But a freshman principal told me that. And then there's a picture in my yearbook of my senior year in high school with his daughter, and we were voted athletes of the year in our school, in our county, and he told me I'd never graduate from high school. But then I went on to be I went on to the Ohio State University to letter. There was 25 freshmen that came in with one of the best recruiting classes in the history of Ohio State, that included Joe Green, who won 2 bronze medals in the Olympics in '92 and '96, Butch Reynolds, who was the world record holder at 400 meters for many, many years, Mark Krogan, who was the #1 3,000-meter steeplechaser. He's second all-time behind Henry Marsh for U.S. Americans. And out of all 23 of those people, only 5 of us lettered all 4 years.
Wow.
Those 3 people who were world champions and Olympic medalists and gold medalists many times over, and myself. And so that was a real privilege for me to come in as a freshman with all of these people. I came in with 4 of the top 5 hurdlers in the state of Ohio. I was the 5th, and I beat all 4 of them, who were all 4 state champions. And when I went through college, none of them finished all 4 years. I lettered all 4 years and scored in the conference 3 out of the 4 years that I was there. So yeah, it you know, let God arise and your enemies be. And you know, I allowed go from what people said was impossible to speaking things as not as though they are, believing and doing.
That's a good post. We got froze on there.
Yeah, interesting.
Wonder what happened there. Yeah. Well, praise God, we are back. You might say, well, where did you go? Well, right in the middle of that famous pose that you just saw us close out with, the machine, the great athlete's machine. It's got a $1 zillion computer. It stopped working.
It's webcam.
So anyway, it's the software we're using. So they're trying to convince me to go to Zoom. So anyway, we have to finish the story, Michael. So I mean, we don't know exactly where you froze. We didn't go back and play the video, but you were telling us about how great your team was, all the other great people on the team, and then you were part of that team, and then you went on there with opportunity for the Olympics, right?
Yeah, to qualify for Olympic trials. Yeah, I mean, and it was great. Got sick, couldn't do it, and then you got to go to work. You got to pay the bills, and so I became one of the top trainers in the Central Ohio area. I got the opportunity to take over all the gyms here in Florida. I moved here and broke all kinds of records in working for Bally's Total Fitness. And then after about 7 years of doing that, I worked out on my own. I've been in and out of working for corporate facilities, building up corporate facilities. And then about 5 years ago, I sold my brick and mortar business, and now I'm full-time online and a full-time network marketer also. And creating residual income and leverage income and influencing a lot of people to walk in purpose. So, yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been an amazing journey. And I would say this, I'll just finish with this piece, David. I've never looked forward more to a year than I look forward to 2019 and all of my 50 years of being on this earth. So that's the most important part.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna stop the small talk as it would be. We want you tonight to share with people the LifeVantage opportunity, and I mean, I showed this already. I'll come back to it here, but I did a lot of research many years ago. So 3 years ago, Dr. Steve, that I started with LifeVantage, taking LifeVantage. Yeah. And for those interested, there's videos online I did with Dr. Tinas and Dr. Asher about 3 years ago, and I'm a fan of LifeVantage, but I've got to put my time into ministry stuff. But I take the product every day. But Michael, I'm looking forward to hearing your presentation. What attracted you to LifeVantage, and I mean, for people, I mean, we're talking about business opportunity here, but personally, I mean, this is a product that I think every person should take, just because of what it can do. So, I'm going to turn it over to you. And Steve, anything you want to say before we do that?
I think of all I'll tell you what attracted me was the science. Well, there were other things, but the science was, basic, had to be there. I was thinking of something I saw today by Dr. Silverman, and maybe I'll share that later. But the science is profound.
Yes, it is. All righty. Well, Michael, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's rock and roll.
All right. It's all yours, my friend.
Awesome. So I'm just kind of waiting for those slides to come up. They haven't came up yet.
No, I got to push the button here. Are you ready for them?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm super excited to be a part of sharing this presentation, and you guys can see it's the ultimate biohacking. And biohacking has been a term that LifeVantage is at the forefront. And so this question here, I just want to briefly tell you this. It says, why LifeVantage for me? I have been a researcher for nutrition companies, over 100 different companies over the years, and never did I find anything that matched up with the information that you're going to hear about tonight. And I've been approached by every different company to build my own supplements, to do that. And once I found out about this, even 5 times in this last year, I've been asked to build my own supplements. Could I do it and make a lot of money? Yes, but at what cost? Because I believe that as a man of God, my purpose is to give people the best information, the best research, the best science that allows them to get the best possible results when it comes to their health. And so today I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about what LifeVantage really is. And so we are living in what's called a gig economy, okay? And people are like, well, what's a gig? Is that like a side gig, or I'm playing at the local bar down the street? No, the gig economy is really LifeVantage is not in competition with other direct sales and other nutrition companies. There's a lot of great companies out there. There's great products. I believe the best products in the nutrition industry are inside network marketing. And why is that? Because they don't have to go into paying distribution and furthering research. It all goes back into the consumers. It goes back into the customers, and it goes back into the research. And that's why all the products that we use in my house are from network marketing. I'm not going to build a business with a lot of those products because they are all in competition with each other. But I believe by the time you're done with this presentation, you will see that LifeVantage is not in competition with any other company because we have patents and science to back it up. And that's why we're in a gig economy. These are the companies on your screen right here are who we're in competition with. We're in competition with Uber and Facebook ads and Amazon and Airbnb. I love using Airbnb because I can go and travel and rent a house and just leave and take good care of it, and then know that it's somebody else's and I have the benefit of using that. And people are making, it's really the biggest hotel chain in the world, and they don't own any hotels. And the same thing with Uber. Uber is the largest taxi service that doesn't own a taxi. And Amazon has put out many companies out of business. Sears and Roebuck, out of business. Kmart, out of business. All of these places have went out of business because of Amazon. And so I believe that what you're hearing about today, and when I'm done, you're going to hear about a disruptive technology that is going to jeopardize the antioxidant industry and a lot of the supplement industry. Okay. And so, and guys, look, when we look at trends in the marketplace, okay, trends in the marketplace show what's happening in our economy and what's happening in society in general, okay? And this was an article from a couple years ago, but it was published from 2014, but it was published just this last year on the Today Show. And they said that nutrigenomics, which is the science of using naturally occurring compounds to affect our gene expression, to upregulate good genes and downregulate bad genes. And so the Today Show said it's not just a fad or a new diet, it's a discovery. It's your DNA. We're no longer bound to our DNA. We don't have to struggle with the things that are passed down from generation to generation. And Fox News even said nutrigenomics is changing everything. But I'm just going to let you know, I've been in this industry for over 25 years, and I'd never heard any company use the name nutrigenomics before LifeVantage did. And so the ability to use nutrition to affect our genes, as I said before, we're no longer at the mercy. And just look at what they said by 2023, that LifeVantage, that nutrigenomics will be a $17 billion industry. Now, think about it, okay? When you cut your hand, what do you put on your hand? I put a Band-Aid on it, but is it really a Band-Aid? No, it's an adhesive bandage. But why do we call it a Band-Aid? Call it a Band-Aid because Band-Aid was first. Because Band-Aid is branded. When you have a cold, you reach for a Kleenex, but is it really a Kleenex? No, it's not a Kleenex. It's a tissue, right? I would rather use Kleenex brand than use CVS or Walgreens brand. Why? Because it's better quality and it works better than anything on the market. Same thing with why you're getting a chance to hear about a publicly traded company. You're going to hear more about that in a minute. That's at the forefront of this technology and new nutrigenomics industry. So I get super excited when I think about it because every single day, our bodies are doing one of two things, okay? They're either being hijacked or biohacked, right? And so you make a choice, you know, and you guys can read what it says, taking over something and using it for destructive pain. That can be EMF, that can be your cell phone that you hold up, or that can be allergies or physically, emotional, biochemically, toxins. Or you can biohack and you can take control of your own biology. You can optimize your genetic potential. Never before will we've been able to do this, right? You can become that best version of yourself by using nutrigenomics and affecting this gene expression, okay?
Take a deep breath. Hold it. Now gently exhale. Ironically, while oxygen is necessary for all human life, it is also the element that is at the root of the aging process. That's because oxidative stress, which is a toxic level of reactive oxygen in your cells, is one of the primary causes of cell damage and the adverse effects of aging. It's almost as if your cells were slowly rusting from the inside. There's no stopping the process, but as with rust, there are ways to slow it down, to inhibit the aging process, and even reverse oxidative stress. It's called nutrigenomics, the science of using nutrition and naturally occurring compounds to affect gene behavior and attack the root causes of aging. Another root cause of aging is the depletion of mitochondria in your cells as you age. Mitochondria that are the powerhouses or engines of your cells. Nutrigenomics delivers a 1-2 punch that creates stronger cells that are better equipped to fight the effects of aging by using the Nrf2 pathway to help the body produce more antioxidants and using the Nrf1 pathway to boost mitochondrial production, which inhibits the aging process and increases the energy level in your cells. Aging is inevitable. The rust comes back. The engine loses some power. But now we don't have to take aging lying down. LifeVantage's study of nutrigenomics fights the root causes of aging to help people look and feel younger, naturally. LifeVantage, at the forefront of nutrigenomics.
But guys, just look at this industry, and I don't know, David, if people were able to see us down at the bottom because they won't be able to see the numbers of this, but I'll just go over this a little bit. It's the anti-aging industry, guys. They just came, a lot of doctors in our company, and you heard Dr. Tinas talk about Dr. Silverman. They just came back from the anti-aging conference, and they said there was no talk of NRF2 activation or NRF1 activation, and it's a $300 billion industry. The skincare is $121 billion industry. The pet care is $667 billion industry. The energy product that Dr. Tinas and I are drinking right now, smart energy, is a $50 billion industry. And then the weight loss and lifestyle management is a 300+ industry. And so in that video that you've watched or that you're going to watch, you're going to hear about our flagship product called Protandim. It's proven to lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Now, I'm just going to tell you something. You say, well, does it do it for everybody? When it comes to supplements, one of the things or nutritional products, there's this thing that's called a p-value. I challenge you to find a p-value on the products that you're taking. Our p-value on Protandim Nrf2 is 0.0001. That means that if 10,000 of you take Protandim, 9,999 will get a 40% reduction in 30 days. So the chances of it not working for you are slim to none. And one of the things I really like, there's published studies that you'll hear us talk about here in a minute. But one of the best studies was when it showed it took pharmaceuticals and natural products, and the National Institute of Aging did a study, and not only did it show that Protandim extended life expansion, but it says it extended life and delayed disease. And I don't know about you, but I don't want my family living longer with disease and sickness. I want to eliminate sickness and disease. And even though we can't say we treat, prevent, or cure, or mitigate disease, you guys are kind of getting an idea of what this is. It's NSF certified in BSCG, which in my industry as a health coach and as a nutritionist, those are two big benchmarks when it comes to nutritional products. So, and then here's the research, guys. Never before did I ever see a product have published research. It had 3 studies when I got involved. Now it has over 24 and close to 26 more in progress and in circulation right now. So, and you can look at them. There's one that was done by the American Heart Association at the Ohio State University, my alma mater, and Virginia Commonwealth, University of Colorado, Colorado State, Washington State. Washington State said that Nrf2 activation could very well become the greatest health discovery of the 21st century. I believe it already is. I believe, and you'll see that by the end of the time. You can look at the journals, the Exercise and Sports Science Reviews, Journal of Enzyme Research, Journal of Cellular Biochemistry. These are not just your run-of-the-mill studies. These are actually peer-reviewed, published research articles on natural products, not on the ingredients, on the actual product itself. So never before in history I'd ever seen that. And you can see patents, U.S. patents and 9 total, but you can see the U.S. patents here. 7 U.S. patents, 2 international patents, many more coming on other products. We've been featured on the Dr. Phil show and ABC News and the Wall Street Journal, Today's Show, NBC. All of these stations have done programs producing and showing what that is. And then we went and took it a step further, and I believe that this is going to be just as big as Nrf2 activation. We created Nrf1. I've had people joke around and say, well, why did they create 2 before 1? But you have to understand it's a pathway in your body, right? So and this here, now we went from increasing or reducing oxidative stress and inflammation to increasing mitochondrial function and repairing mitochondrial function, increasing energy, cellular ATP. It's where 90% of our energy stores come from. If you're struggling with that, with energy, you should know that your mitochondria is weak. There's many things that you can do for mitochondrial production, but this is the best way that you can use that. And what I think the third big pillar of our health is what goes on in your gut. The gut is considered our second brain, guys. And girls who's watching. And here's, look, 99% of all probiotics that I've ever researched get about 4% of their spores into the small and large intestines, okay? Ours gets anywhere from 60 to 80%, okay? and it has a time-released mechanism in it called BioTrack technology, along with Wellmune, which boosts your immune system. I fight off sickness and colds like I've never fought them off ever. And as you get older, that is a lot harder. And one of the things that it really does is, which is why when your stomach is, and Dr. Martin and Dr. Tines can tell you that as you get older, you want to eat less, right? Well, this makes your signals to your stomach to help you feel full. And I love that. In my years of research, and I've never found a probiotic that does what this does. And then another big piece is omegas. I've taken omegas for years. I haven't found one like ours, or I would take it. And I replaced a very prominent #1 selling brand on the market with ours, because there's no fillers in it. There's no omega-6s. There's omega-3s and omega-7s, which is what most people are lacking in. It's rich in EPA and DHA, and it also has vitamin D3 in it, which I used to take a liquid vitamin D3. I don't have to do that anymore. And how many of you have opened up a bottle of fish oil and smelled it, and it didn't smell so good? Just not a very good smell. And this has no smell. It's traceable from boat to bottle. Like my wife's father doesn't swallow pills very well, and he chews them. And so it's great. It tastes like lemon, right? And so that's that fourth pillar inside of that. So it's called a vitality stack, guys. And look, this is the 4 pillars of your health. You can see it: reducing oxidative stress, boosting mitochondrial production, improving energy, supporting a healthy microbiome, increasing your immune function, brain function, and heart function. And so, and then you can see, I told you about this earlier, that, and matter of fact, I'll take a little sip just to keep going here. Dr. Tines has had some there while we've been going through here. And so, Axio, brain fuel. Guys, not in energy, clean energy. Mental endurance, mental acuity, concentration, memory retention, reduces mental fatigue and brain fog, positive moods. My friend Ben has said, hey, bro, my Axio's not here. When's my Axio coming? You know, I feel better, my more function, my wife likes me more. And I experienced that with my stepdad. My mom likes my stepdad more when he's taking Axio. So clean, low-calorie, BCSG, decaf, and caffeinated versions. Great for kids with ADD and ADHD and autism. And you can go more and find more research on that. We have research after research after research. And so we took that same technology and scaled it. If you're a business owner, scaling is taking what you have and either scaling it down or scaling it up. We at LifeVantage scaled it up. We took that same technology of Nrf2 and we made it for your skin, guys. I mean, just it's mind-blowing. I use it every single day, and it's amazing. And it's patented. All 4 of these products are patented. And these studies were independently done. You can see the results. There's more. The person that invited you, you can go and look at this information and get all the information you want. There's studies done on this. There's 3 published studies. There's one on shaving for men, one with different people. You can see against other products on the market. Nothing compares to activating on the inside of your body and activating on your skin. It's Nrf2 activation for your skin. And to me, I look forward to using all 4 products every single day. So, and then I told you about my friend Ben, who's the #1 dog trainer in Southern California. He told me several things, and I'll share a couple things about my friend Ben. I told you just before, he's really thrives on Axio, but and we've said at the beginning we can't treat, prevent, or cure, mitigate. I said, Ben, what do you see for dogs? He said, well, you know, dogs age 7 times faster than humans. And he said, the thing with this is one of the things when aging of a dog, the color of their paws turn different shade than their actual coat of their hair. And he said never before in his career had he ever seen dogs' paws turn back to the same color of their coat. Well, think about that. There's no placebo effect in dogs. Dog doesn't say, oh, my arm hurts, and then takes Protandim and, oh, it doesn't hurt anymore. No, there's no placebo effect. You can see the significance. We have a study right here. First supplement formulated to combat oxidative stress in dogs, guys. My friend Ben gave his dad a Vitality Stack, and I shared this the other day. His dad had 20% heart function. I take that back. Let me go back. 7% heart function, okay? 7% heart function. And Ben gave him Vitality Stack. Now 6 months later, his dad is off the transplant list and has a normal 52% heart function. Guys, normal traditional supplements do not do that. So just in December, we took that Nrf2 activation, and it's kind of funny. Stephen and I have very nice hair. I don't even know if Dr. Martin has used the hair care products yet, but
I just ordered them.
Okay, good. Well, here's a really cool thing. 99% approval rate. Never seen anything like that in my life. Here's a picture. I had close to 120 pictures, and these products have only been available since December the 11th, so not just barely a month. And guys, some of these people had them at pre-launch, a couple of us, so I took some of those pictures. I mean, guys, just look at this. Like, clean formula, protects against environmental assaults. There's a website called Think Dirty where they rate products from 0 to 10. Ours ranks a 1, which is more organic than anything. There's only 3 that rank a 0. So we're in the top 4 healthiest hair care products in the world. Okay, so there's just what we like about LifeVantage is just we constantly scale and things get better and better and better. So we've taken a technology and scaled it. So and I love that because it allows us to show people what we've done, and that's the product model. That's the products that we have with LifeVantage, all the products that I've shared with you. And so and like I said, whether you've watched it already or you haven't watched it yet, ABC News did an investigative report and said that all of the stuff that I just shared with you could happen. Not only could it happen, it has happened. And you can see there, we switched into direct sales in 2009. We're publicly traded. Guys, in 2018, our stock went from $2.98 up to over $15, okay? That's close to a 500% increase in revenue and volume. We have the greatest corporate staff in the history of network marketing, no matter what you want to say. Our CEO has been the keynote speaker the last 2 years at the Direct Selling Association, and we were told that he's going to be the speaker again this year at the 3rd conference. So not only do we have a great corporate staff, but it's had over 100+ years combined in the network marketing industry. And now you can see the countries that we've been launched in, some of the new ones. I did a presentation today for a gentleman from Italy, and he's super excited that we're launching into Italy and some of these other countries, Ireland and France, which I'm about to win a trip to Ireland through LifeVantage, which is another awesome thing. And I'm excited because I'm going to get to play golf in Ireland. I've always wanted to do that, you guys. So a system that's really simple, guys. The company sponsors a Real Salt Lake U.S. soccer team, and so we're able to get a lot of exposure. We have people coming into the company, and what's really good about this company is you can actually run your business right from your phone. I don't need to get on. I don't need to send an enrollment link from my computer or education from my computer. I can send everything I need to do right at my phone. And what's great about that is everything is on your phone anyway. So you can either work this business a little bit or you can work it a lot, depending on whatever you want to do. And I love that. I love that it's at the very place. And guys, we have a system that's really duplicatable, and there's a lot of education. We're scaling even our replicated website and the trainings and the teachings that are on there. And we're creating a new website called LV Coaching that's going to have personal development and back office training and just everything that you need in one spot. And it has an app where you can also do it on your phone, which is great. So I've never been a part of something that has this much training. As I said, you can do a shopping cart right on your phone or on your iPad and send it right to the person, and they can go right there and sign up. That's what I really, really like. And easy checkout takes like 3 to 5 minutes. I enroll a lot of customers. I think I've enrolled over 400 customers now since I've been involved in LifeVantage, and over 50 business partners. And it takes at least 3 to 5 minutes to be able to do that. I love that. Guys, look at the industry. I did some things this week that showed that this year there's a possibility that the network marketing industry could reach $200 billion. And we know that you guys, if you haven't seen, almost everything is going over into network marketing. And I'm going to tell you why. 2 of the top companies in direct sales that were not in network marketing. One was a company called Metagenics that doctors use their products to sell inside their offices, and Zymogen, which is another company that was created by Dr. David Perlmutter. Well, both of those companies just recently sold out to network marketing companies. Why? Because now they've taken those successful products and put it into more hands of more consumers, because there's a story to tell. And that's why LifeVantage cannot be, like it was in the beginning, a starving company inside the stores of GNC. I mean, if you go to GNC, it's like going to a ghost town nowadays. They pay the person there about $25,000 a year, and they work 12-hour shifts, and they may get 10 customers that come in and out of their office. So that's why the industry. And I want to talk to you a little bit about not only the innovation adoption curve, but the S-curve wave by Peter Drucker and Everett Rogers. The innovation adoption curve is this big bell curve, and you can see early adopters and early majority. I want to be in the early adopters and the early majority. We are in that phase right now. You saw that at the very beginning, from now till 2023, then we're going to hit momentum. I think we're going to have a 7 to 10 year momentum, and those who ride out that momentum and treat this like a business will be able to have secure long-term legacy money. And I mean, guys, if you look at this, I was looking at this, and I'm just going to hold it up because it shows you kind of Amway, Herbalife, and Avon, billion-dollar companies that pay out 35% of the revenue. We pay out 40%, and we're only a $300 million company. So, guys, what do you think it's going to be like when we're a multi-billion-dollar company, which we will be? And you can see S-curve wave there by Peter Drucker, where 80% of the revenue is done in momentum. We're getting close to that. If you understand business, you can understand both of these. And guys, you can really, I'm sure David and Stephen will make these slides available to you. If you really want to go back and research it, we can make them available to you. But it just really makes sense when you're looking at business. I'm a business owner. I'm a health coach. I know momentum. I know timing. So when you're looking at these type of things, you want to know what you're getting into, and you're getting into something just like if we would have we were joking earlier about if we were the first person to tell you about a flip phone, right? How many people do you see using a flip phone nowadays? Only guys with headbands and hippies from the 70s and 80s, right? So, but that's what's funny about it, and that's why we laugh, because, you know, it's just the truth. And even my dad at 80 now has a smartphone, you know, no long. We called them before that, we called them dumb phones and smartphones. People had, you know, the old flip phones, they were called dumb phones. And then the new, one of my friends, Hank, is 50 and he still has a dumb phone. So we laugh about that. But so everything that you need inside one place. I'll just share this. These are the 2 most popular packages that you can see when looking at a business. And guys, let me just tell you something. There's a great video that if you ever want to look at, I can show you why 80% of my enrollments and about 20% are gold packs and 80% are platinum packs, because there's a reason why platinum packs give you the greatest benefit to grow this business. And people rank advance faster, they grow faster, they influence more people when they use a platinum pack. And you can see all the product that you get. How do you, if Stephen and Dr. Martin and I start a grocery store, the food that we buy is not for us. It's for the patrons. But if we start a grocery store, are we just going to have bread and milk and water? No, we're going to have everything. And how could I tell you about products that I've never used? So, and I believe that if you really want to start a business, you should be all in, skin in the game, being able to start a business and being able to use the benefits. Because guys, there's massive, my tax accountant says the best decision I ever made from multiple reasons was joining LifeVantage. And so that's another benefit from it. If you don't have a side hustle, if you don't, I'm telling you about the best one available, but you should always be looking at opportunity. My grandmother said, never take for granted, always look at opportunities. So there's 7 different ways to get paid. I like it that if you maximize your commissions, you're going to get paid 40%, and then you're going to get paid somewhere between 5 and 9% residually. We got paid yesterday, and my wife and I have created a 6-figure residual income every single year. And we've made in 7 years over $700,000 from this business. Guys, nowhere in the world can you go, I'm going to go back one screen, can you invest $1,250 and make $700,000? I believe that David and Stephen would agree with me. And so I have a Jeep that LifeVantage gives to you once you reach a certain level in the company. Guys, never have I seen a company give 4% of their earnings back to the top people of the company. And when you look at that going forward, you're going to be like, wow, they actually give partial of the revenue back to the leaders of the company. And just look at this. I love this. I love that we're publicly traded and we can share this income earnings statement with you, because if you look, the majority of the money does not go to the top ranks of the company, okay? It goes to the middle ranks of the company. And the reason I tell you that is, I'm going to go back here, is that if you look, the Pro 4s, 5s, and 6s, they make up almost 7 million, then 8 million, and then almost 8 million. That's where the majority of the money is paid out, in those middle ranks of the company. And I've seen the Pro 10s back offices before and what they make. They're not significantly growing. They're stabilizing while everybody else is growing. And that's what a healthy company should be. You know, if you have a negative connotation about network marketing, I'm going to share this because I love what my chiropractor said, who's one of the smartest guys I know. He says, we do every other Wednesday meeting, and Dr. Tinas has had the privilege of meeting Dr. Huey before, and he says, let's get the pyramid scheme out of the way, right? He said, you are sitting in a pyramid scheme, and then we all look around at each other, and he says, Tarpon Total Healthcare is a pyramid scheme. He said, I'm at the top, and no one else will ever make any more money than I make, right? So him, being the chiropractor, has people underneath him that work for him, but they'll never make more money than he does unless they leave, right? And so I love that. I love that this is a unilevel business. It's an open playing field. And Stephen can tell you, there's people that are coming into this business that are growing it very quickly, a lot faster than we did when we first got involved. So you can do one of two things. You can do that old traditional, learn for 20 to 25 years, then work 40 to 50, and then try to figure out the last 10 to 15 years of your life. And I can tell you this, that 92% of Americans do not live comfortably during retirement. 8 to 10% do. And I'm not going to let me or my wife have that problem. So I'm going to work as hard as I can the next 5 to 10 years, and then be able to give to the kingdom as much and as often as I can, and leave a legacy for my wife's family. We don't have children. I'm going to leave a legacy for my wife's family. So I love this, and I'm going to finish with these last couple slides. Never depend on a single income. Make an investment of time and effort to succeed at a second source. Guys, don't believe the lies that the devil tells you, that you're just meant to go to college, get a job, work and struggle to get through life and live paycheck to paycheck. The most successful people in the world have multiple streams of income, and you should be creating multiple. I believe that God created us to create multiple streams of income. God owns 1,000 cattle on 1,000 hill, and he's given us resources. We just haven't taken advantage of them. And so if you have a kingdom mindset, he wants you to prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. He wants you to prosper financially. And so I believe that once you see what this is, and I just took, I'll finish with this last slide here. I had the privilege of my wife and I just getting back from Christmas until almost New Year's. We went to Mexico to build houses for underprivileged families, with families helping families. LifeVantage does this every year. They gave away 5 houses that I would live in. Okay. And they did 5 this year, gave away 5, and we built 5 in 3 days, and then they'll finish them over the next 7 to 10 months. And then they'll give them away 5 more next year and build 5 more. My wife and I are going to make it a special thing. Every single year they give to Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or hunger relief, or Wounded Warrior Project, or Street Angels, or Operation Smile, where a group of LifeVantage people went in and did surgeries for cleft palates and gave back. Guys, I'll just tell you this. LifeVantage is a real company, but LifeVantage is making an impact in this world like I don't believe any other nutrition or direct sales company has ever made. And it's not just because we have a product that nobody else has. It's because we have people. And we have people that I would have never had met had it not been for this opportunity. Had it not been for Dr. Daniel Bernard, a pastor from here locally, calling me every single Friday, and I'll stop these slides so we can both all be back, calling me every single Friday, telling me to watch a video. And I'm going to finish with this. This is teaching you how to do business. Is that Daniel said, hey, I want you to watch this video. And I was like, no, I'm not watching the video. I don't have any time. Just send it to me. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. You're either going to hear it the way I heard it, or you're not going to. I was like, Daniel, I give you tons of money every year. You're my friend, but what are you doing business? If you want me to look at it, just send it to me and I'll look at it. Every Friday, same thing. After Friday. He never sent me the video because he knew I wouldn't look at it. And he knew it wasn't the way to share the video. And so finally on a Friday night, he tricked me. I usually have a dinner date with my wife, and we usually go to the movies. And my wife looked at me and said, oh, there's been a change of plans. We're having dinner with Daniel and Kathy. And I went, I'm going to have to watch that stinking video. Right? And I was like, and I get there, and just like Steven has his headphones on, and you guys do, there was a laptop set up with headphones for me to watch the video. And here's what I'll finish with. Little did I know that what I'd been praying for months and months and months, I had not had eyes to see. I was blinded by my own busyness, my own insecurities, my own false beliefs. And I didn't remember what my grandmother told me, to always be open to opportunity. Always never just believe whatever other people say. Do your own research and find out what it is. And Daniel did that. He put me on the phone with another person and validated all this information. And this is how it went. And this is how it finished. My wife looked at me and said, this is what we've been waiting for all our life. She said, but you're doing it. And I was like, okay, I did it. And now she's across the room doing it because she's been able to retire. She's crushing it. I'm so proud of her. I'm glad that I get to do things like I'm doing now. And you know, my whole family has been impacted, not only by the financial aspects of LifeVantage, but because of the products have drastically changed our entire family. So David, Stephen, thank you for allowing me today to share what's been passionate. I feel that I have a moral obligation to share this information with people, and I'm honored that you chose me today to share this information with people. So thank you.
Michael, thank you very, very much, and appreciate all you had to say. And we're going to look forward to having you back. Talk to us about Hefluence.
I will look forward to doing that. I thank you very much.
Thank you. All righty. Well, everybody, trust you've been blessed with Michael's presentation here. I'm going to go ahead and switch it off here and go back to our live program. So, Michael, thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Steve, anything closing thoughts?
Yeah. I was just going to mention the video. If you didn't see the video that came out in the announcement newsletter, the video that Michael is speaking of is the one you need to see. That Daniel Bernard, Pastor Bernard, would not share until there was focus. So I encourage you to go watch it. It'll give you a background to where this wonderful Nrf2 technology began, and we're privileged to share it with you. Thank you for listening.
All righty. God bless. Thanks, Michael. Well, hey, we're back. Hope everybody enjoyed the content tonight. On the right panel there, Raquel, did it show up on your screen for the handout?
It did.
Okay, so on the right side of the screen there, if you're interested, did put together an overview sheet, contact information. If you don't see it there, if it's after hours type thing, you see that in a replay. If you don't get it, just contact our office at davemartinministries.com or call us at 800-543-PRAY. That's 7729, and happy to help you. And again, I am in this under the ministry. And so if you do get involved, you'll be helping the ministry as well. I really don't have time to work it, but Dr. Tinas will help you do whatever needs to be done. And the great upline we have above us, including, as you saw tonight, Michael Huey. And again, he's going to be back with us here next Monday night. Raquel, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm hoping that you're loving the way that we continue to bring some fascinating business opportunities. It's always good to have more than one stream of income. Have 4, right? 1 for each season. That should be your goal. And if you have any questions, again, don't forget that we have people here to be able to answer those questions for you.
Yeah. Hey, the garden had multiple streams. I think there was 5 streams, so I remember. But coming into the garden, so multiple streams is a good thing. All righty. Well, everybody, thank you again. We'll look forward to having Michael back here next week talking about Keyfluence. And until then, have yourself a great, blessed week. And good night.
Good night, all.